Hello guys, I'm Data and welcome to another review. This time we have Arrow Season 2, Episode 2, Identity. This episode was pretty cool. Not as good as the premiere, I have to say that. I did fancy the premiere a little bit better. But this actually introduced a new villain, so spoilers, if you do not want to know, I'm going to say his name right now. Bronze Tiger showed up and was fighting Oliver, and oh man, he was just so cool. And even he didn't even have that much screen time, but the fight that he did have with him was just really awesome. But before I get into all that, just want to let you guys know this review will contain spoilers, so if you do not want to know what happened, watch the episode and come back. So let's get right into the heat of the moment. Right as the episode starts, there's this armored truck, and all these bikers are chasing after it. And Roy hears on his little cop radio that this thing is going down. So he's like, I'm gonna help him. I want to become Red Arrow. He doesn't say that, but obviously he's gonna become Red Arrow. So he drives over there with his car and he starts pursuing them. And the motorcycle guy starts shooting at him, and he takes out one of the motorcycles, but the car just flips over another car and it just crashes and all this. He's stuck now, so he's in a jam himself. And all of a sudden, China White shows up. She's back now, her premiere back from last season, and her hair looks better than ever. But I still don't really like her character. It's really unbelievable to me. I don't know. I know this is a fake comic book show, but still, just her existence just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. But she shows up and she kills the drivers of this armored truck, and she takes this package full of we don't know what yet, and she's out of there. So then Roy's just by himself, and the cops are at him, questioning him, even though he didn't really do anything. I'm not the real bad guy, go get them. So we can see where Roy's coming from. So then Thea gets a call from the police, and Roy's in custody, and Laurel is interrogating him. And he finds an arrow, Laurel finds an arrow in his pocket, and it's a red arrow. And so that kind of hints oh, Red Arrow. But yeah, so he's well, the vigilante carries a green arrow, so I don't know, I'm not with him, this is red, which is kind of stupid, but anyway. So Oliver brings Thea to Roy at the police station, and Laurel tells Oliver to see what Roy knows about the vigilante, so it might help him catch him and everything. So Oliver kind of confronts Roy, and this episode kind of builds their kind of relationship a bit. And he's telling him, you can't let anger guide you and all this stuff. Kind of similar. I've seen a lot of people say this. Really similar to The Dark Knight. A lot of this episode kind of really parallels that with don't let your anger guide you and all this stuff. So kind of the same thing, I guess. So we find out that what China White actually was stealing from these trucks was medicine to these hospitals. So multiple cars were being hijacked for this medicine. Another thing is, why is China White stealing all this medicine for a hospital? I don't understand that either. They never say that. So whatever. Now we go back to the flashback, and Oliver realizes he killed a man from last episode's flashbacks. His hands are all bloody, looks disgusting. And just a side note, a lot of shows, even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., last episode, it got way more gory. In this episode, kind of got gory too. His hands are all bloody. It's flesh on it. It's whoa, settle down. I don't know if this is directly related to The Walking Dead. I think they're okay, they're all gross and gory. Maybe we gotta be gross and gory too. That kind of bothers me in a way. You don't have to be successful for a TV show. But that's just my thought. So yeah, Oliver realized he just killed a man, and Slade finds a map on one of the guys. And they're saying, okay, whatever they're looking for, it's on this island on this map. So now they have a lead where to go. Go back to the present, and Oliver visits the hospital Roy was talking about. And he runs into Mr. Blood. His name is Sebastian Blood. And this guy's running for office, and he's kind of against Oliver and all that because, well, obviously his family destroyed the Glades, and Oliver's not really doing anything to help the Glades. So he's being criticized by Mr. Blood, saying, you're not helping them, blah, blah, blah. So Oliver leaves him, but he's obviously going to speak to him again. He's going to be a major character. But he goes to Felicity and he's okay, we need to figure out when these thieves, these biker guys, are going to strike again and try to, grab the medicine again. So another medicine shipment is going out. So Oliver shows up and shoots the motorcycle guys in his little vigilante suit. And so he shoots them, but obviously he doesn't kill them because that's his new rule. Can't kill them. So China White shows up again, and then Oliver just, out of nowhere, Bronze Tiger comes out. He's got the claws and everything, really crazy cool. And so Oliver has a fight with him, and the coolest part of the fight was Oliver would just continually shoot arrows, and Bronze Tiger would just snap them with his claws, and like just one after another, like it just looked so cool. I thought that was awesome, even though he didn't really fight him for long. Still really cool. So the police showed up and they break it up, and obviously Laurel's like the head of the police now, so she's there too, and Oliver's shot in the leg. So what is kind of interesting about this episode is Laurel kind of makes a 180 with regards to Vigilante. She kind of like hates him now, wants to capture him. And that's kind of like why she showed up here. Like they had an agreement, like, okay, you don't like mess with what I'm doing fighting these guys. But now it's like, who cares? Like the police are gonna show up every time and try to grab Arrow every time. So Oliver patches himself up in his little Arrow base, and he's like limping, so that's like a problem. Weirdly enough, it's not shown him limping anymore throughout the episode, so that's kind of like, okay, what happened there? But after that, Thea lets Roy go. Like she's like, okay, we're not gonna be together if you're gonna try to be this like hero all the time. You're gonna get yourself killed. Like she basically just doesn't want him to die. So she's like, no, I can't let you do this. So then Oliver meets Mr. Blood at like an appointment, and Oliver wants to hold a banquet for the Glades. He's like, let's make a difference. I can help. And Mr. Blood's like, okay, that sounds good. Blah blah blah. So they plan that. So now we go back to a flashback, and Slade figure out where the men were going. He has this like little picture, and it shows the exact location of where they are. So it's gonna be it's hard to find exactly where they're trying to go, but now they know exactly. So after that, we go back to the present, and the vigilante Oliver, he meets with Laurel, and the lights are off. He's talking in his like weird voice, and he's like, we're not enemies. I thought we had an understanding. He's like, and Laurel kind of goes off and says, when you told me people that we're gonna protect. We're gonna be protected, and they were not. They're dead. You're not a hero. Like, you're a killer and all this stuff. And, Oliver's, like, feels the same way. He's like, Tommy died because of him, and he doesn't really know what to do here, so he just leaves. But Laurel, again, is 180. Really hates Oliver. Like, not Oliver. Hates the vigilante now. And even though the vigilante saved her life, like, multiple times, it's just like, forget about that. So I find that kind of stupid and unbelievable, too, but I guess because Tommy died, like, that's like a really big shock, I guess. Kind of turned her perspective. That's basically what I have to say. So Oliver is going to go to this benefit now, and Felicity calls him and says, there's another armored truck medicine thing being delivered right now. So Oliver has to choose. Is he going to go into this, like, ball thing that he set up for the Glades, or is he going to go and confront China White and Bronze Tiger? So he has to make a choice, and he chooses that he's going to go with the vigilante. So Mr. Blood's like waiting at this little banquet thing, and he's not showing up. So he goes up and basically just destroys Oliver and says he doesn't care about the Glades, he doesn't show up, all this stuff. So that's like a big thing too. So Oliver has to make these tough decisions, and that's just like the repercussions of it. So Oliver arrives in China White and Bronze Tiger are there, and the police are at the scene of this Arrow sighting, but Felicity set it up so it'd bring them to like a false sighting, so the police are out of the picture now. So Dingle actually showed up too. He has a mask, and he like punched the driver out, and he's driving away with the armored truck. But China White jumps on the back of the truck, and then like they're fighting Dingle and China White, and it's kind of cool. That was kind of cool to see like Dingle back in action. But so Oliver goes through this like little maze of all these like crates with Bronze Tiger, and Bronze Tiger just like slashes at him a couple times. He's like slicing and dicing him, and Dingle is fighting China White the whole time, like punching her like out the window while he's driving, and Oliver gets one shot into Bronze Tiger, and Bronze Tiger's like, oh, you hit me one time, you got lucky, but that's not gonna stop me. And Oliver's like, but this will, and it was like an electric arrow, and he's out for the count, Bronze Tiger. So Dingle like is out of the car now, and he's like fighting China White like one-on-one, and he's just like kind of getting owned. But Oliver shoots and ties up her at the last second. Her arms are tied up like with an arrow against the wall, and he's like, China White's like, you'll always be a criminal to them, even if you don't, if you're not killing, it's not gonna do anything. But that's kind of right, because he could have killed China White right there. He could have killed Bronze Tiger right there, but he didn't. So, like, and an interesting thing that not killing them is doing is now that they can return, and it's kind of like building up a rogues gallery of villains. So that's kind of cool too. And then we go back, and now Oliver's out of his vigilante costume. It's just Oliver now, and we see on the news that the particle accelerator is mentioned again. So that's like a tie into Flash. So the Flash will show up. So can't wait for that. So last flashback of the episode, they end up at this big rock, and it's this entrance to this hidden base. There's all these skulls that are deformed, and it's actually from World War II. So they're like, okay, what was this for? Like, why is all this here? And we don't know. So that leaves a big mystery too that probably is going to be revealed next episode, which is cool. And another big event that happened in this episode, and back in the present, is like the vigilante Arrow confronts Roy, and he's like, you know, you need to stop like doing this. You're gonna get yourself killed. He's like, you know, I can help you save the city. And Oliver's like, alright, you can help me. I need intel. You can be my eyes and ears in the Glades. And he gives him a red arrow, like the same one he had. It says, this is how you contact me with. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like pinning him again, like being to Red Arrow. But, you know, I really thought that Black Canary is going to be the one that teaches him how to fight and everything. But whatever, still the same here. And I hope that Black Canary teams up with Oliver too. Because, come on, we have to have her show up more. And it's kind of a disappointment that she didn't show up in this episode, even though she showed up for like 3 seconds and nothing was explained about her last episode. So kind of a letdown for me. So after that, Roy goes to Thea and he tells her, you know, I'm done trying to be a hero. Let's get back together. Even though Arrow just confronted him and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you. But we'll see where that goes. So I'm sure he's gonna backstab Thea there. Then the last scene is Arrow meets up with Laurel again, and you know he just wants to talk to her, but Laurel's like, you know, I'm prepared this time. She hits a button, and all these cops swarm out, all these, like, SWAT members. There's a bunch of red dots on Oliver right now. He's, like, done for it, and all these cops are there, like, how is he supposed to get out of there? Episode ends. So overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode, you know. It didn't really disappoint, but it didn't really amaze. Again, I thought last episode was way better, so we'll see where this goes with future episodes and everything. So thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.